Hi, my name is Keanu Reeves, and I'm the director and co-star of Man of Tai Chi. Man of Tai Chi is a kung fu movie. It's about a young person, Tiger Chen, who gets involved in underground fighting in order to save his temple. Man of Tai Chi started about 6 years ago. It started with the idea of working with Chen, who's the lead of the film. I had worked with him on a film called The Matrix with Yuan Wu-ping, Chen, who was part of the action team. And on The Matrix, Tiger trained me. And during the course of this, we became friends. You know, we'd spend hours on the floor, you know, stretching, kicking. And during this time, he would talk about his past, his martial arts training in Tai Chi and with his master. And so I would always ask him stories about his master, who was, you know, this kind of almost superhuman figure, you know, catching, you know, putting bird seed and birds not being able to fly away as it would take its chi, or, you know, some of the training regimens that he would put Tiger through.
你必须敬字冥想。
为什么？
为了消除迷惑，为了控制你的内心，进而控制自身。
And so Tiger came to me with the idea of doing something together. And we started to work on what eventually became Man of Tai Chi. I had been thinking about directing, and I always thought, well, I could direct when I had a story to tell. And eventually Man of Tai Chi and working with Tiger became the story to tell. Cut.
And cut.
Well, as a director, it's perfect.
Thank you.
You do a lot of homework. So as I see, you have a lot of paper, you know, the notebook is like this much, you know, notebook, everything he been writing down, picking notes. We have so many script meetings. We have a talk about the character all the time, you know, talk about the fight all the time, a different style, what style we want, you know.
Well, Keanu as a director, it's his first time. When I met with him, I'd known him a long time. I had a really good relationship with him. You know, it was almost like, I knew him. I felt like I knew the guy when I met him. Yeah, his direction was okay.
After like a couple of days shooting, I'm a new actor. So I'm saying, how am I doing? I'm okay. And he said, oh, you did a good job, pretty good. And he turned back to ask me, how am I doing? You know, as a director, how am I doing? I said, you did a perfect job. You know, you did a perfect job.
I really enjoyed the experience. I think some of the favorite parts of it for me were working with actors. Love actors. Actors they just make everything better. You know, if anything you had in your head or you were hoping to do, an actor can come on and just make it so much better. Do things that you hadn't thought of. Do things better than you thought. I loved discovering the scenes with actors, and this turns into probably one of my other favorite things was working with the camera, setting up the shot. You know, I worked with a wonderful cinematographer, Elliot Davis, and, you know, he was a great collaborator. He gets a character emotion in the camera, I feel, in a really unique way. Lords of Dogtown, 13. He did the film Out of Sight.
Keanu was, you know, very open about what he wanted, and, you know, I kind of plugged into that, and I wanted to exercise, I guess, the same creativity I did on these other movies. I wanted to be able to participate in arriving at a form and a content that was apropos to this.
He really thought about, you know, for me, just the editing, and you might want to get that shot, what about this? But for me, it was his sensitivity to character. You know, how could we get character, you know, into the lens, and then with the style.
The cargo ship for me was where I could play. And it was just a lot of strong lighting effects and some of my favorite kind of lighting, which is on the floor, ground up lighting and color. We had beautiful colors going, and it was just a very kinetic fight. It was a really rough and edgy fight that used contrast and color and whites and blacks, and I think it's unique in martial arts fighting, and I think it probably will have a place all its own that way.
I got to work with Yuan Wu-Ping, who I'd worked with on the Matrix trilogy, who is a legend. He's a wonderful person, so talented, and it was really cool that he accepted the offer. I went to him and I said, Wu-Ping, please, Lord, will you do this? And he read the script, he liked the story. He had worked with, Tiger had worked for Wu-Ping for many years. So I think it was cool for Tiger as well.
Master Wu-Ping is still the Master Wu-Ping. So he's a master in the martial arts. In the script meeting, we already decide the fights. He's like, oh, okay, I punch you. And Keanu says, okay, I dodge, I punch back. That's all in talking, right? All in our mind, but Master Wu-Ping will tell you, okay, maybe it's not that good. So Master Wu-Ping comes to fix all the fights.
From the perspective of the film, it broadly uses the idea of Qi and direction of Qi to go toward something positive or to something negative, and negative being harm to others, harm to self.
你没有控制住气，而气控制了你。停。
That's one layer of it. There's also this idea of a duality and oneness. The film is playing with the light and dark, the dark master, the light master. It's playing with identities of Tiger as terms of an everyman, and then the martial arts side of him. And I think that is something that is spoken about or felt about Tai Chi. This idea of separate elements becoming integrated and moving and dancing and ever-changing and ever-evolving. And so the film is using that platform in its storytelling and in its characters.